Tom, hello and welcome to the Rugby League Journeyman, another Rugby League podcast. Every week, myself, Jeremy Latimore. Hello, Jerry.
Hey.
And James Maloney. Jimmy Maloney. How are you?
Good, mate. How are you?
Good. We get together on a Wednesday, have a bit of chat about Rugby League. These guys rip into each other, and then I just go home and go on with my life. Big thanks to our sponsor, Better.
Better.
How you been going with your multis, Jimmy? Talk to me.
Mate, did anyone see the one on the weekend? So we had Sebastian Chris to score, Raiders to get 4 or more tries. They were both up. Then we had Xavier Savage. He had one disallowed. He went over and it got back for a slight touch. And then he was tackled, literally, like caught it half a metre out and was tackled half a metre out. Like.
So the Pirates back in town.
So
do the joke again, mate.
We just
He's
stick
missing
to the
a leg.
system. We stick to the system, eh?
Very good. All right, and you've got another one for us today.
Yep.
Got a little something cooking.
We do. Anzac Day. Big day.
Oh, I love it.
Hey, we can't really bet on 2 up with Better, so we'll bet on the footy on Anzac Day.
Love it. No Tobias today again. Toby Rudolph. How did he play on the weekend, Jerry? I know you keep a close eye on Toby.
Yeah, he played better.
Toby's
He's been getting better and
watch.
better.
How many minutes was
Toby
he at?
watch, unders overs 20.
We were talking about trying to get his minutes on in the multi one day. We will do it.
Would that add a bit of pressure on old
Oh,
Tobias?
the Cherry
Yeah,
Arca
but
measure
you
would
know
be
what?
huge on him.
But it means if all the followers support him, all he's got to do is hold up his end and play really good
Get
and make
minutes.
Fitzy not be able to take him off.
Well, how many minutes did you average when you were coming off the bench? Latsy?
11.
No, 14 and 15, I was averaging about 50 off the
Whoa.
bench. Yeah,
So you
legit. I was the ultimate impact player, 14, 15. Other years, give and
50
take.
off the bench?
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So what about the other years? You've picked 2 out of, you played for how many
I just
years?
said the good years.
How many years did you play?
Huh? Oh, about 11.
Which club were you at in those?
Penrith.
How'd the,
Developing the young blokes out there.
how were the
You know,
Panthers?
they won the last 4 or 5. Shout out Panthers. Let's
How
go.
were the Panthers that year though, where you were doing 50 minutes?
14, we made the preliminary. That was when the whole Jimmy Maloney yarn happened. Us chairing Sowie around. 15, we played the Knights for Wooden Spoon in the last round. We finished like 14th after that, but yeah.
Yeah, nice. So the other years...
Anyway, what's going on with you, Professor?
Not a lot.
New hat, no
not
shit
new hat.
slides.
No,
Shout
this
out.
is an old hat.
Well, that's rock solid because they were dog shit on the weekend.
Yeah,
so
I know.
Weekends,
Still-
2 in a row now.
2 in a row, yeah. They should have. I mean, the Dragons, they stink. How did you not? And they had enough chances at the end there. I watched it. I was perched on the edge of my seat, yelling at them.
They can be so good and so bad, the
Yeah, I
old
know.
Eagles. Hard to follow.
Turbo back this week.
Is
Positive
he?
news, yeah, around the
Oh,
grounds.
come on,
I'll get to
Turbo.
that in Latsy's
Yeah, beautiful.
debrief.
Where is he playing? What position?
Fullback.
We caught up with him a couple of weeks ago, and Jimmy gave him a few pointers.
Where at?
Just in the street, down in Alexandria.
We had something in the works, you know.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
There might be another show Jimmy and I are doing
Shout out in
where,
the
we,
works.
where we've got a prop that used to start.
Yeah.
So
No, he wasn't. He was a high impact player too. I know that.
doesn't
Shit.
matter.
I won't
You
say
can book
his
us for a live show. If this is the type of banter you're like, God, I'd love to go and sit and watch these guys for 4 hours, then you can book us. At Rugby League Journeyman, what is it through, Kai? Is it through Instagram? Do you know?
Well,
Yeah,
I
just
just
DM us
made
on our
contact
Insta.
somehow. It's sort of...
Yeah. Or message me and Jimmy on Insta. Don't message you. You'll probably snake it for yourself somehow.
Anyway, but we've got a couple coming in, so it's
Yeah.
good. We've got
Goulburn
the
and
Perth one.
Perth and-
We've got one out sort of in Sydney somewhere,
Bankstown.
Bankstown area, East
Yeah.
Hills or
Going to
whatever.
Perth.
And then Goulburn, mate, they're all coming around. It'll
are.
be good days.
Actually got to ask potentially Port Macquarie.
Really?
Yeah.
You doing that one on your own?
Huh? No. I haven't spoken figures yet, so potentially.
Okay, very good. We are at Rugby League Journeyman. You can find us everywhere, YouTube, socials, I don't know where else, OnlyFans. Find us, watch us. It's fantastic. Make sure you like and subscribe and leave a review I've got written here. Apparently, if people make a comment or leave a review, it's
Leave
good for us.
reviews. We love reviews. 1
Yeah.
star, 5 star, we don't care.
Yeah. Actually,
Still
what about
funny.
this? If you leave a 5-star review, you can say whatever you want about us and we'll read it out. The
Yep.
more heinous, the better.
Yep.
Rip into us. As long as it's 5 stars
Yeah,
on
you can
Spotify.
bag us, but give us 5 stars.
That's a
Yeah.
good idea for a segment.
And I want to
Instead-
jump in because there's a couple of great YouTube commenters out there. Obviously, we still owe our man a shirt.
Who is that bloke
I don't
that's
know.
having
I
us
love
for a
him, but
shirt?
he is first comment every single time. So he is committed to the Journeyman.
Who is that?
I'm not sure. He's hilarious though. He gives
Latsy's burner account.
No, it was quite funny last week. He loved the Wednesday. He loved the the Wednesday release, and then he goes, like, so excited, and then he goes, and then that allows my missus to watch more Chad Townsend vlogs. I was actually pissing myself.
How do the Chad Townsend vlogs go?
Bro, he's killing. He's got like heaps of subscribers. He'll be over
Of how many?
35,000.
Of what?
Far out, there's some S's in that.
Yeah, that was bad.
Subscribers.
Anyway,
Get the
shout
glad rags
out to the comments. Keep them coming. We love the chat. And you're riding the slippery dip with us. Let's go.
The slippery dip. Slippery dip just goes one way.
Huh? No, snakes and ladders.
Down. It just goes down.
That's an awful.
You idiot.
Oh, wow.
You're on the ladder with us.
Okay.
You're climbing the ladder.
Okay.
Bro, it's really hot in here today.
It's not.
Isn't it?
Right, on today's
that's-
show, positive place. Everybody loves that. We're going to talk best things about Anzac Day footy. Both of you are starred in Anzac Day clashes. Big ballsy statement. Round seven's just happened. I want you to give me something, bit of clickbait there. We're going to bin what if. Toby's new segment didn't work last week. He's not here again. Unless one of you boys has got one.
No.
I got a segment.
No. We'll get to that. But have you got a what if for Toby?
What if Toby kept missing our show? Do we replace him or not?
That's a good what if. We'll do that.
Yeah,
What if
cool.
Toby ever showed up? Round 8 preview. We'll make that punchy. We'll get through. We'll give you a few tips who you should back on the weekend. You backed the Dragons against the Seagulls, mate. We laughed at you. You got
Jerry
some Latsy
organised-
statsy?
Oh, and then I had the Warriors tipped until just before kickoff, and I changed to the Broncos. What a letdown that
Well,
was.
we get into
well,
how-
who tipped the Warriors?
Yeah, you did.
Had a
How-
moment.
is that the
$3.
best?
Cheer, my bro.
Is that the best golden point we've ever seen?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, crazy.
two
kicking it-
kicks.
2 kicks.
And
Mate.
Reece Walsh dead on one leg, the pirate. Arr.
Maloney's better multi. You've got another one for us. We've already mentioned that. We might do some clickbait collectors. There's a bit of news about, obviously, this Galvin thing just rolls on. And then I've got a brand new segment called The News Segment. All right, here's what's going to happen each week. We will take it in turns. You've got to come up with a segment. You can't use AI like this Tobias bloke. You've got to come up with your own segment. You've got to keep it secret from us. I know you've told us your new one for today. And then you've got to bring it up on the pod. We're going to try it for a week. And then we decide if it continues. All right. Now, you're up first. You do have a new segment for us. What's it called?
Well, it's to do with alliteration. So my one is Latsy's Legend of the Week, but then I've got some other ones that I'm going to propose for you that
What's
you're going to give
alliteration?
same letters.
Generally speaking, it's
LL.
but it's more than, say, 2 words in a sentence. But, alliteration. Fantastic.
Latsy's Legend, loser or loser.
Okay, of the week. Love it. And then finally, Jimmy's Rumour or Trumour. I believe there's been a development in an old Rumour or Trumour. Is that right?
Oh, you've got your ear low to the ground, Professor. Yes.
You say that because he's got a shit hat on and you want to put that on the ground.
How is it a shit hat? Why?
It's the Sea Eagles. The John Farnham tour that never ends is about to end this year. Use it done.
There has been some mail too from a Hong Kong Nines trip to Rugby Union
I
Sevens.
heard that, yeah.
What happened?
He caught up with Chow off the hangover. Oh,
Wait, do you mean me at the...
No, I'm just saying there was some mail coming in. I thought.
wow, how nervous.
don't get
No, honestly, I am that boring. I go home, we have dinner, I go home at 11.
Oh, me and
unless-
Jimmy talk about this all the time, but
How boring I am.
But when you're on tour, what does it?
Oh, you're right. I was out till 11:30 one of the nights because I couldn't get a bus home. All right, positive place. Best thing about Anzac Day footy. First of all, set it up. How many Anzac Day clashes did you play for at the Roosters? How many at the
He played
Dragons?
for the Warriors too.
Yeah, we used to
course.
have.
Got rinsed.
Yeah, the Melbourne. That was probably a couple of years we did
10 and
that.
11.
Lucky I got my stats guy here to remind
Oh, you
me.
were there 12 too. You probably played 12.
Yeah, but so that used to always be there was always Warriors Melbourne down in Melbourne. That was always good. Obviously tough because Melbourne were in some pretty good form those years, and then had the 3 years with the Roosters playing in that Roosters Dragons clash. So big games, big crowds, like always good to be a part of. I think especially the Roosters Dragons one because that's been I don't know for how long since. Seems like since the dawn of time that's been the Anzac Day clash, and it's always a sold out stadium. Unfortunately you don't get to play 2 up that day, but other than that, big games. Like I always love playing in front of big crowds and in big games, and that was one. When you consider just a normal round game, that was sort of the biggest one of the year. So yeah, I used to love it.
I went out on a limb last week and I actually compared the Anzac Day and the Good Friday game, saying they are the two biggest round games of the year, but you've called me out on the fact I never played a Good Friday game. So Anzac Day is the best round game of the year. I was lucky enough to play in 3 of them for the Dragons, won 2 of them. One of them was like a belter on the bell in 2012. Benny Cray scored a try. The whole... Everything that goes with Anzac Day, the build-up to the game, obviously the last post, sold-out crowd. Like Jimmy, I love the big stage as well. Just didn't get to do it at a grand final level. It was... And to win 2 of them, it was pretty special as well.
So did you ever come up against each other, Roosters, Dragons? There's no crossover there?
No.
Nah, not on Anzac Day.
No. What were you, 13? I was 2012.
15.
He was 13, 14, 15.
Oh,
and then I went back to Dragons 18, 19.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah,
go.
right. I was going to say, I thought we used to win quite a few of them.
Yeah,
those
wouldn't have been
wins.
against me.
So,
Would have been a bet on the line and you don't pay your debts. Or Jess.
I'll say best thing about Anzac Day footy is just sitting and watching it.
Yeah.
It's outstanding. You've always had a couple of beers, maybe a couple of bets.
2 ups.
2 ups, whatever you're doing, it's always on.
build
in
up. And
RSL.
the last post
Yeah,
is
it's
all,
epic.
like,
It's
it's
so good.
unreal. Literally,
Yeah.
like, to stand on a field and then, like, I reckon every time you're standing on a field about to play and hear that, look, their hairs on your neck stand up.
Yeah.
Like, it's just,
When
it's
are
an
you out there
incredible feeling.
thinking of the importance of it, of
Yep.
what the Anzacs did and when
Yeah.
they're playing it there?
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
can't-
know people sort of try and liken it. Like,
No.
it's not like for like, but it's sort of your way of, you know, it's sort of, we used to talk about it a lot of that you had to play courageously on that day because that's your tribute. You know, you can't liken it to
Yeah.
actually going to war or something like that, but you to stand up and make sure that you play with courage and that day, I think, that's the least you can do.
Very good. Let's go big ballsy statements. Round 7. Let me run through what happened. The Seagulls lost to the Dragons. The Bulldogs, wow, goodness me, 32-0 over the Bunnies. That's a bold statement right there. Dolphins, they beat the Storm. Got it done by 20. Another upset. Warriors, Broncos. We just spoke about that Golden Point. How exciting. Roosters, they went down to the Panthers. I mean, flogged, 40-12. Titans lost to the Raiders. They roll on. The Knights, well, sad for the Knights again. Sharks, 34-14. And the West Tigers, they lost against the Eels, 22-38 in that Easter Monday clash. Some big upsets, some big results, bold statements, ballsy, big ballsy statements. Who wants to go first? Hand up. Yes. Latsy.
The Panthers are back.
Oh!
Hey,
Is that ballsy?
no, I just think after losing 5,
Okay.
I think they'll string a few together now.
Beauty.
Yeah, I feel like they turned the corner last week. They found the old Panthers are old. They do have a challenge because Kenny's gone back out this week because I feel like he adds so much to that football team. Panthers
Panthers are back.
Panthers are back.
So where are they going to finish this year?
Easily in the top 17. Top 8.
Will they win the comp 5 in a row?
I don't think they'll win the comp, no. But I just think they're back. They'll find their way now.
So what does their back if
They have to win it.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. If they've won
No,
the last
they're just
5
back.
years, and you say they're back, like they're back to
They're a
half
top
of-
tier team.
Well, then if they're top tier, aren't they a chance
They're
to
top
win
4 team, yeah. You watch them.
it? You just said top 8, and then
You
you've
just
got
moved
top
them
4.
Oh, no, I'm dyslexic. I
I'm
said
just saying.
I was
I'm
meant
just
to
saying
say 4.
because you're
I've
saying
got a
they're
list.
back. I'm
I've got a list.
not sure you understand why their back is like back to their
Guess
old
who's
self,
back?
which means
Cleary's
they're
back.
the top team.
To avenge. Jimmy's back.
Latsy.
Anyway, let's go to the Shermanator.
Jimmy.
The Shermanator is about to Shermanate.
Shermanator, what is your ballsy statement?
Well, you can debate whether it's ballsy, but I'll say here, because they're not favourites at the moment, Bulldogs will win the comp.
Okay.
So on the weekend that you're talking about, the Panthers bouncing back and going that, but I just think, and they remind me a lot of the defence we had in like 2013 at the Roosters. We used to had number of games holding teams scoreless and things like that, and it's getting harder and harder, and you're seeing it less and less. So I think, I think they're second favourites. Melbourne are still well and truly favourites, so I suppose you'd call it ballsy because you're not favourites.
Yeah.
Well, and it's an early
I
shout.
think they win the comp.
Mate, if they go on a run all year, can you just imagine the parties in Bankstown? Holy.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to throw to the young fella. He's back after a few weeks off work. What's been the chat at the dinner table, mate, with the great Cam Serrato?
No, it hasn't been much chat, to be honest. He's keeping
Talking to the microphone, don't look at the screen.
he's keeping a lid on it.
Yeah.
Classic Ciro.
Yeah.
Mate, get some balls, Ciro. Come out and say you're the best.
He's very humble.
Very humble.
What
I
have
think Kai's got to pay his own dinner because I've seen him shouting coffees. So is that true, Kai, that you're now buying the groceries because Dad's got to pay the boys' coffees?
Yeah, that is.
What do you mean? Has he been shouting the boys' coffee?
Yeah, well, there was like a story there.
No,
If you listen to this for the first time, the young fella that helps us, Kai, is Cam Serraldo's son.
Yeah.
So
Stepson, yeah.
Stepson. Well,
Mate, we've got loyal listeners.
no, I'm just saying.
They've been
you
on
gotta
this
set it
journey
up.
with us,
You
on
can't
the
just throw to
superlative.
a voice that people can't see and say, how's Serraldo? You got to set up who it is.
Yeah.
What's been for dinner lately?
2-minute noodles.
His missus is Italian. His missus is Italian, and they own a mad Italian eatery. So he eats a lot of that. What's it called? Give it a shout out.
Italian Bowl. Shout out Italian Bowl, Newtown.
Okay, they owe us
Oh.
money.
Should we have a Journeyman free
Jeez,
feed there or
Ciro's
what?
raking in the dollars. He's on what, $1 million at the Dogs,
Minus the coffee cart.
minus a coffee cart, which Gus will reimburse him anyway. And then he's got the old
With a bit of
Italian
sugar
bowl.
on top on that invoice
Italian
too.
bowl in Newtown. Holy.
And how many clubs do you reckon since that article came out have gone and got a coffee cart? Do you think they all have? This is the secret to being an awesome NRL club, coffee cart?
Nah.
None.
They're going to follow Gus Gould's recruitment strategy.
Nah. I think a lot of the centres of excellence have all got cafes in them now.
Do they?
So, well,
Where?
yeah, Cowboys, they used to
Yeah, I know
have
the
one
Rabbitohs do.
downstairs.
But
and
it's
every-
different to a cart. You want the cart next to, like, parked down next to the field.
Hey,
Yeah,
I'm just
but
going to do some field.
but
Hey,
the
grab me a long
cafe's
flat.
next to the field.
A long flat. A long flat.
That's the lisp again, isn't it, mate? Yeah. All right. Bold statements. Love it. Just while you're there, Kai, did you work out other Storm still favourites with the bookies, mate?
So Melbourne are paying $2.75 favourites. Bulldogs are $5 and Brisbane are $7.50.
And the Mighty Seagulls for me?
$26.
Get on it.
Dragons?
That is.
Dragons,
Oh, write your own price. Fuck, mate. Please.
46.
40.
Mate, you,
Big dream.
That's
you
good
could have
odds.
460. 460. No one would still back it.
Oh, really?
Ludicrous.
When I asked Jimmy to speak.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
Holy.
I'm only joking,
Look
bro.
at this. He's carrying on because he's got a fight this weekend.
Dragons fan.
Oh,
Why don't we touch on his fight?
Toby's what if. Here's the what if. What if Jerry, this weekend in his fight, gets absolutely flogged? So set up who you're fighting,
Yeah.
and then tell us what, if you do get knocked out, what's next?
Look, obviously I've taken it
Retirement.
very. I've applied myself a lot better in this prep than the last one. I think I was on the drink 6 weeks before my last fight. I've had full 8 weeks off this time. I've been training with a lot better boxers and sparring high level boxers. So I'd be very, very disappointed if I lost. And I know if I lose, because the guy I'm fighting,
What's his name again?
his name's Kyle Ashburn, and I actually don't know if he's had a pro fight. There was someone wrote saying he'd done, like, he had a good history, but then someone else
He's a
wrote,
podcaster.
someone else wrote he's the most athletic person in the world. So I'm going in there with the intention to get it done. But yeah, if I lose, it won't be a great what if for me.
But if it's, so he's on, because the fight night is all podcasters, right? So because you're on this
And an
podcast,
OnlyFans girl.
that's why you're doing it. He has a podcast.
Correct.
Have you
Probably
got
got no
your
followers,
Journeyman
but-
merch set up?
No, nothing.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're representing us, but you haven't even got anything for
Yeah,
us.
no, he's having. I've been tossing up doing merch. I've got
Yeah,
a business
mate,
can help
we
you with that.
Okay.
Shout out Unite.
You've
You
got-
have- what have you tossed up?
don't you have a merchandise company?
Yeah.
So why can't you
what
just
are we
make
doing?
it? Why are you asking us? for it?
Yeah, I probably should have put the RLJ on me on my shirt. I'm picking
yeah.
them up today.
So what have you got on your
Wow.
shirt?
All my sponsors who support me, and that's actually great chat.
So the only reason you're doing this fight is because you're on this podcast. 'Cause it's a podcast fight night.
correct.
And
I'm
but you
representing the
haven't-
Rugby League Journeyman.
But you haven't.
In reflection, I should
but you
probably put it on the
haven't-
bingo.
But you haven't given us anything.
Oh, what? We didn't go on Alpha Blokes. I haven't been tagging the Journeyman on all my posts.
You wonder why when you type in NRL podcast into Spotify, where we're like number fucking 25, mate.
Wow.
But you know what? At least I'm going to have
Wow.
both of you boys there on the weekend to support.
and
oh,
he's
wait. Hold on. That's how much of a shit you two give. You're not even going to be there.
Hold on. Hey, he called me through the week and he said, Jimmy,
Got your free drink, free
Jimmy,
flights.
can you come up? And I said, unfortunately, I've got kids. My missus is working this Saturday.
First bloke to have misses.
And
I'm sick.
Anywhere else.
I'm sick on Saturday. So.
Yeah. And you got a
can't
dog.
make
And Manly play.
Okay, so what if? Let me ask you. What if he gets?
Oh.
Well, two things. You were telling me. No.
What?
Let's start. I want two things. You told me you were chatting to the bookies to get a price on.
well, because we're obviously aligned with Better, great company. So on the sly, I threw in a little message to our man Rich to see if they could mock up a dummy price for the fight.
This is what you were talking about out the front.
No,
and-
this is legit.
And Rich has come back. Lats, $2.15. the other bloke, $1.73.
So Kyle's. That's good odds for you, Latsy. Yeah. You'd be happy with that. Is that your shortest odds in a boxing bout?
Yeah, honestly, put your house on it.
Oh, love it.
On Kyle.
Hey. No.
Beautiful. Okay, hey, let's have a look at.
That's
Sorry,
good.
I just have one other question because
Yeah, no, what if? What's your reaction to Levi?
I
Yeah.
was just saying more, like I just didn't know the logistics behind it because I remember like in boxing and that. So when Mike Tyson was fighting Jake Paul and that, because Mike Tyson's a proper full-on boxer and that, he had to be allowed by the Boxing Association to fight like a non-boxer.
Oh, I see.
So I'm thinking similar situation.
So I didn't know he knew boxing this
with
well.
Latsy.
It surprises me.
Latsy's like a proper boxer.
Am I?
And this guy, well, didn't you have a pro fight?
I had a pro fight,
You're
yeah, but-
undefeated heavyweight
Mate,
boxer.
you're putting words in my mouth.
Is that, are you undefeated?
Huh?
Are you undefeated? Are you a
up, throw away
heavyweight
the
boxer? So
Yeah, I'm heavy, yeah.
So I'm just wondering. So I'm just wondering whether he had to get approval or whether the actual Boxing Association don't really
Is this an
classify
illegal
him.
fight? Huh? Are we endorsing an illegal fight?
Yeah.
Mate.
No, I know someone high up in Queensland boxing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Jeff Horn.
Horny. I don't want us to be.
Jeff? Huh?
I don't want to be associated with an illegal boxing bout.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Well, luckily you're not coming, or you, so beat it.
No,
Thanks. I appreciate the support, boys.
No, I was
honestly,
just saying-
you know, our friendship runs really deep and
I
thick.
got you, bro.
Thick
You
like
sent me,
that.
I couldn't be there, so I asked him, I said, send me the link. And I've got to pay $30 to watch the rubbish, but I'll tune in.
I'll get 25 with the pay-per-view as well.
Oh, you get a discount for us. That's great. Watch illegal bouts where real boxers just flog blokes that have never fought. That's going to be great.
No, there's a 7-man blindfolded fight. I swear to God.
What is this thing you're doing?
Mate, 4,500 people. Jerry.
Okay, right. Let's get back to the league.
Can
Let's
we
bring this back.
hold on? Can we just get a content guy up to just confirm whether there will be anyone cheering?
we'll get someone
Jerry.
to film it.
Well, I don't want to give away what song I'm coming out to, but man, I'm going to raise the hairs on the back of Jimmy's neck. And I've seen them; they're fucking long.
Is that the Jerry? You're coming out to the
Jerry Seinfeld?
no, the Jerry was the other one.
Jerry Springer.
Jerry Springer.
Jerry Maguire.
Okay, round 8.
Anyway, great chat, boys.
We've diverted.
We have round 8. Let's do a little bit of a pre. Yeah, that was what if. Round 8. I'm going to go through the games here. I want your hot statsies, your Jimmy's multi, whatever you got. Let's start with Broncos, Bulldogs. Jerry, I gave that to you.
Look, Walsh is out. He hasn't been playing that well. They've moved Cobbo to fullback. I'm interested to see what effect that has on the football team. But
Is he injured?
Yeah, what's he out for?
he done his PCL, so he did it in early in the game. So he played with it, and that's why I think he kicked it dead.
That's the reason.
Yeah.
Where's your PCL?
It's like your radar, so how far you can kick it. No, it's in the back of your knee.
There was no PCL to stop his foot going.
So
So
he had no control. Yeah.
Oh, right, so
It's sort of like my mouth when I get excited.
Yeah, okay.
I need my PCL in my mouth. The last 240 minutes of football, the Bulldogs have only let in 6 points. Wow.
Whoa!
Oh, wow.
That is a good
What a
Latsy
stat.
Yeah.
statsy.
So
How long did it take you to come up with that? They've had 2 games to 0.
That reminds me of the 2013 Roosters. Jimmy always has to bring something to himself.
I'm just saying.
We'll be talking about. Oh, mate, that reminds me when I was at the Panthers and Catlines and friggin' Warriors.
I'm just saying it's like for like because they won the comp, we won the comp. I'm saying we're going to.
So,
Anyway,
right.
Broncos have won 5 of their last 6 against the Bulldogs as well.
Okay.
But that don't count.
But they've had a
Oh, it
couple
doesn't count.
No, because
So
the
every
Bulldogs
week-
are like the Roosters.
of 2013.
2013.
But also Broncos are on the slider touch. So obviously it went down to the Warriors on the weekend
they're on
and
the
then the
slippery
Roosters
dip.
the week before.
They're on the slippery dip.
You got it right that time. They are on the slippery dip. Right, so you got anything else on this?
I'm going the Bulldogs.
Okay, great. And Jimmy,
Yeah, Bulldogs.
Bulldogs,
I think
is there a reason?
Comfortably, I think.
No.
they're on a heater. Gave it to the Bunnies. Right, Roosters, Dragons. This is your Anzac Day clash. I'm coming to Jimmy because,
He's played in a few.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, well, I just think Roosters have been disappointing, obviously. Panthers put on a heap of points against them. I think the form sort of goes out the window in these games because it's a big occasion, a one-off. But in saying that, I think I saw Roosters are favourites.
They are. I've got that written down.
Yeah, Roosters are favourites. So hurts to go against the Roosters, but I think the Dragons will get them.
Look, I'm going to do a Jimmy Maloney. You know, this game reminds me when I used to play because I played. Anyway, the Roosters have actually won 11 of their past 13 against the Dragons. Wow. And then the corresponding game last year, Roosters won 60-12.
That's
The
right.
stats
They
don't look good
pumped
for
them.
the Dragons.
No.
So who you tipping?
Well, head
This is why I love it every week. He comes out with stats.
When it comes to the Dragons, there's heart involved. There's
Oh,
heart.
is there?
So I'm picking the Dragons with my heart, but I think with my head, I like you say, it's a
So
big
if you
game, and
take
form goes out the window.
Okay, if you're putting your own $100, because we know how much you love your money, if you're putting $100 on, who are you putting it on?
Honestly,
Honestly.
No, lie to us.
I want you to lie.
no, I've got to think about this.
Okay, quick.
Hurry up, you got $100.
I think the Roosters.
Okay, the Roosters.
Okay, so you've gone the Roosters.
But
Don't
in
give
my
us
heart,
no, we
in
don't,
my
we
heart,
don't care
I'm with the
about
Dragons.
it. We don't care for your heart, mate. We want your decision.
Listen to your heart.
Do you think at
Professional fence sitter.
Yeah. Do you think when next time you're at Dragons working, they'll pull you aside? and
Or
say,
how
"No,
dare
I'm sure
you
they all
tip
listen to
against,
the
dare
potty.
you?"
how dare you tip against
Well,
us,
someone
Jeremy?
does.
Yeah, there is one person that listens. Yeah. Warriors Knights, Jerry. It's another Anzac Day clash. Do you think the Warriors have swapped the team they play against because they kept getting flogged by the Storm? And so now they've gone, hey, give us the Knights.
No,
Well,
I
they've
don't think
actually
they
won
might.
like 4 of their last 5 games. They're going really well, the Warriors. Obviously, Melbourne was an exception, but the game's in Christchurch. Shout out
lost.
Christchurch.
It's your first shout out. That's good.
Yeah,
We're a long
yeah.
way in.
No, I've done about 4, but you haven't been listening.
Oh, okay.
Selective hearing. I don't like what I'm seeing from the Knights. They look flat.
Does anyone?
Huh?
Mate, they coming, are they dead last or are they?
No, they're 14th.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So they've played 6-1-2.
Knights have got 60 points for the season. Dry track. I've looked into the weather. I went above and beyond in my research for today's game. Mild 16 degrees in Christchurch, but it's not raining. So
I don't think Warriors have lost in Christchurch.
Oh.
no, they did have a good record there. This stadium's only one
Well,
from
they
one.
haven't lost, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I played for Penrith there and beat them back in.
When?
There was an earthquake when I
Well,
was
when
there.
I was looking at a stat, because they're part of the multi this week, it said at this venue, 100%.
Bro, I can guarantee I beat them there. It was 2016 when Evie was born because I was there the week after.
Oh, you're
And
making
I
it
remember
all
that-
about you
Can
again.
you work out which one of these two idiots
Can
is
you
right?
can you Google Penrith
Can we
Warriors
make-
2016?
Why are you making all about you again?
Oh well, he's not liking it because I've called him out, mate.
No, I'm just saying,
Mate.
I can show you this on NRL.
Yeah.
When I was
have you
looking at
spoken
Yeah,
to
but, mate, who looks at NRL stats to get all their mail? Not me.
Have you spoken to your boy Frizz? Have you
No,
given
he's
him
off
any
me because
pointers?
I've publicly gone after. Well, I've just said that they're not looking great this year, and he's ignoring my text calls.
Oh, really?
He was going to come on one week. Now he's brushed us. Nah, Frizzy's not like that. He's like me, mate. We're just like goldfish, man. We let it go. Jimmy, he holds grudges.
Jerry, you were right.
Sorry?
You were right.
Yeah, my
Was it at the same stadium?
No, it's not.
Different stadium.
So that's why we said at this venue.
No,
they're
you said
100%.
Christchurch. Oh, my God. You're 100% full of shit.
Righto, so you're going
I'm going
Warriors all night?
Warriors. Yeah.
Warriors.
Great. And Warriors, fantastic. Storm Rabbitohs. Both stunk it up last week. So, I'm over to you, Jimmy. Who do you like here?
I think, where are they playing? Down in Melbourne.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Melbourne win. Obviously, Melbourne lose a lot with Harry Grant, obviously, because a lot of their footy, when they get on the front foot, they've got good attack wrestle and they start winning the ruck, and then everything stems from him getting out and running, and then they sort of play off that. So I think they lose a lot, and that sort of, cost him a little bit on the weekend. He's still not there, but I think over the Bunnies, I think Melbourne still win, especially after a disappointing win. We know Melbourne for a long time. They don't sort of put those performances back to back, so I think Melbourne will win.
I think it would have been a long week in Melbourne for the boys after that performance, giving up all them points after scoring however many they scored at the start, 18 or 24.
Do
Rabbitohs.
you reckon there was an extra day or something this week? Like when you said it was a long week. Like, did Villiers gave him an extra?
Is it because of the public holidays?
No, that's
go a bit
because then
longer.
into Anzac Day as well, because you get
So
another
you
day.
got, well, if anything,
They've
it's
actually had a shorter week.
another short week.
the short
It
turnaround's
reminds me of
been a
when
long
Jimmy
week.
was at the Warriors, actually.
The short turnaround's been a long week.
Gotcha.
Oh, wait. 20th game for the Rabbitohs in Melbourne. Never won.
No.
Yeah, that's
Good
Latsy.
one.
That is your Latsy statsy for the week.
Click
Can we
that one
change
up.
stats to something else? Because I'm struggling with my lisp.
I don't think.
I think you came up with it.
I don't think it's just that word. You're struggling with a lot of words today.
Yeah. That's
Well,
what
what's
she
it?
said.
Can you kind of look up another word for statistics?
No, I like
that doesn't have an
statistic.
S?
That's better. Stat is what gets me.
Statistics is more S's.
Ah,
See if there's another. Just get the thesaurus out.
Slazenger. That's a tough one.
Just see if there's another word for statistics. Thank you, mate. But we
Facts.
can't change the S out of Latsy. That's your name.
Yeah, no.
Do you want Latimore?
Figures.
Latimore's figures.
Yeah, Jerry's, Fred's figures. Yeah, so I'm going to go to the Storm. Breaking news.
Oh, you already went there.
Oh, he said
But I reckon he should have put his mouldy on that game. I reckon there's going to be some try scorers for Melbourne because it was a long week down there for
It's
them.
Maloney's multi. You can't tell him what to do.
Well, yeah, I'll give us your one just for anyone that wants to follow and get on the better app. Just give him your one. Toss one up.
I've got Storm head to head. I've got Storm over 5 tries. I've got Xavier Coates for a double. I've got Kane Bradley for 1 try. Bronson Garlick stepping in for Harry Grant. He'll get a meat pie. And then I'm running out of people I know in the team. And then we're going to go Jerome Hughes.
All right, can I take that bet? Huh? Like, how much do you want on it?
Huh?
Are you betting against it?
No, I'll be his bookie.
Okay, yeah,
Oh,
there you
yeah.
go.
I'll have $10 on it. What odds are you going to give me?
$6.
You cracking him?
$7.
Right.
Bro, you had Storm head to head, they're favourites.
Yeah.
You had 4+ tries. That's the same as Buckingham head to head.
Stingiest betting agency in the world. He's nothing like Bet-R. The Jimmy Maloney Bank of
Do you know what we'll
Cards.
do? Yeah, what do you know what we'll do? We'll message Rich.
You know what we're going to do? We're going to
We'll
go
get
on
a
the next
price.
game. You go,
We'll
Professor.
get a price, and I'll give you the price that they'll give
Yeah,
you.
the price is wrong, bitch.
Shout out, Happy Gilmore.
Man, I'm
Happy
on
Gilmore
today.
2's about to drop. Has that dropped yet?
Nah.
He's made a second one.
Yeah, right.
John, I watched John Daly the other day on YouTube. No one asked, but he's an interesting character.
What, you ain't just like,
Hang on. So
discovered
why
who
we
he is?
jump from Happy Gilmore 2 to John
Because
Daly?
we're talking about golf and like outlandish characters.
What do you mean? Can't you follow that link, Professor?
No. Cowboys, Titans, Jerry.
Yeah, so the Titans have only won 1 of 13 in North Queensland. And I think the last time they won, Jimmy Maloney was there and he's not there anymore, so they're not going to win.
Who's not going to win?
Titans.
Titans. Even though it was a short week in Queensland this week.
Okay. Jimmy?
Yeah, I think Cowboys off the bye back at home. I think they've got a run of home games coming up, which will.
You
if
think
they
or you
perform-
know?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so you're still
So-
not 100% adamant.
Yeah, they've got some home games coming up, and they'll win most of them. So, boom, on the way to the top 4, like I said.
There you go. Panthers, Sea Eagles. I've got you here, Jimmy.
Panthers, Sea Eagles. Well, Manly were very disappointing. Panthers, obviously, we heard from Latsy, they're back.
In what context? We're still working it out.
We're not sure. He said
Yeah.
they're back, but not really back to their old Penrith, but they're just back a little bit. So, I don't know. Maybe it's like if you drop a ball. You know, they've rebounded back, say 50%,
Yeah.
and then
Which I don't know if that's, as we decided, is that back?
no,
They've got to win to
Guess
be back.
who's back? Penrith's back.
But
so Panthers-
anyway, I'm going to go Tommy Turbo back. I'm going Penrith.
Yeah, look, even though they're not playing great at Combank Stadium because that's a new home ground, they've won 9 of their last 10 against the Manly Seagulls. Oh. Manly, you know, the Fibro Silvertails, they don't like heading out west, so I'm going to go the Penrith Panthers.
Okay, I'm going to Seagulls. Righto, Raiders, Dolphins.
Surprise.
Yeah, I know. Jerry, Raiders, Dolphins.
Look, mate, everyone's all week been talking about how good the Dolphins were. They were fantastic. Has Christian Wolf turned the corner with them? Don't know. They get their first trip to Canberra this week. Never been there. Dolphins debut in Canberra, and they're going to lose.
Holy, who did you just turn into for that?
Mate,
Holy
And they're
God.
both coming off a 3-game
Mate.
sequence.
Honestly.
that was some good Latimore's figures.
Yeah.
That was great.
Oh,
Well done.
Oh,
Freddie's figures.
Yes.
Oh, and another Latsy stutter. God, I tried to quieten the S. Raiders have won their last 2 encounters against the Dolphins by 1. Throw that into your mouldy.
I'm going to go Raiders, I think. Raiders, they're still fine. The Dolphins are playing good footy. Geez, that Isaiah Katoa was
What a kid.
impressive.
What a
Mate,
kid.
That try he set up like to sort of show and then recarry and no-look pass. Geez, that was skillful.
Did you have any influence on him? Was he in the junior system when you were at Penrith?
Nah, I didn't. I never saw him coming through. He
Yeah.
was probably a bit
Younger.
lower down, a bit younger, but yeah, obviously very talented kid. The Dolphins keep sort of surprising you. I think. Like I just don't. On paper, I don't think they're hugely, talented side, but they just work hard for each other.
Would you say the same about the Raiders with that?
Raiders. The thing with Raiders, see, they've got they're like the only side in the comp that plays that a real unconventional style. They don't have. It's not sort of based on shapes and playing. It's based on their power game because they've got a good bunch of forwards and then they've got a lot of speed out wide. So it's very unconventional. But tell you what, they're playing good footy at the moment.
They've won 5, so played 7-1-5, sitting in third, the Raiders.
I think Fogarty is important for them.
Yeah.
Just purely kicking game.
Question, Jimmy. Obviously, you're a State of Origin 5A. Do you think Ethan Strange has the ability to go on and one day play State of Origin? Like, do you think his game's sort of suited Origin?
I think he's a runner, like he's a running player. So it depends what you're looking for in how you want your side to operate. New South Wales, like back in the day of like a Sean Timmins and things like that
Birdie.
at 5'8" and that with a strong ball running. Look, he's got potential. He's only really young, and obviously, good running game and very strong, very sort of Canberra like. And I think that's sort of how they operate. He does that. Fogarty's their steady hand who controls them, kicks them in the corners.
He's not doing himself any harm off contract, is he?
Nah, mate, he's playing good footy. He's playing to his strengths. He's not the top echelon of halves, but maybe he's steering them around. He's playing to his strengths really well.
No.
Anyway, Raiders.
Raiders and
Yeah, I'm going Raiders.
Raiders. Now, last week I asked you if you'd ever been coached by Ricky, and you told a yarn about being at Blues. What is it, an up and coming?
Yeah, the
camp or something?
emerging Blues camp.
And you've tipped Tim Maltson into drinking too much. He's jumped on our Instagram.
And
Maltz isn't happy with what you said.
He said, I had one beer, and I was like, oh, you might have, because there was a couple. And there was a few more yarns, like Tim Grant chased Sticky out of the room saying he only had one beer. Oh, it was just one beer. So there was a few good laughs there. And Maltz remembered, he goes, there were a couple that stayed sitting that he made reference to. I can't remember who they were.
Can we call Maltz and get him on the call? Can we just
should
throw
get
him
him
all
on.
No,
under the
because
bus?
he's an ex-NRL player. We only get
And then
comics
he's
from
tagged.
Queensland.
And then he's
Golfy, I get to
tagged.
see this one.
He's tagged Blake Ashford, and goes, "Remember that weekend?" And I was rooming with Blakey Ashford, so that was he was a little bit in the horrors because I think something had gone down the year before where they got a bit of trouble for. So he was stressing. But
Love it
good
when you
times.
toss up stuff and ex-players jump on and tell you that you're full of shit. It's outstanding. Tigers,
I
Sharks.
wasn't full of shit. He just said himself.
Yes,
I only
know.
have one beer.
I know. Tigers,
relax,
Sharks.
mate.
The big news. You want to?
Yeah, no, there is massive news out of that. Rudolph's out.
Tobias is Tobias Rudolph out?
He's out, yeah.
Oh, he's not playing.
So he's not playing, but he can't come on the podcast.
Yeah, I know.
Is he injured?
Yeah, done his ankle.
Really?
Yeah, legit. He's out.
Toby, hope you're okay, mate.
I'm glad that you've checked on him and showed zero freaking care.
Well,
You know what's up.
how did we know?
I don't know. Maybe watch the game because this is a football podcast, so we need to know what we're
I
watching.
know it's a
and
football
when-
podcast, but I'm not going to watch the Sharks.
Huh?
I'm not going to watch
Well, you
it.
know
was
what? I
nuts.
did watch him.
No. And did you notice an ankle injury to
I didn't see
Tobias?
that. I see him make a carry. Oh, because he actually, no. You know what? Because
When he knocked the ball on over the line, that's when he did it.
I
We
didn't
bring
see that,
that
but I
up.
see, no, he got that quick play the ball before Brayley kicked through for Kennedy.
You got a try assist for that. Galvin's
quick play
back
the ball.
as well. I don't know if you
That's
heard
the
about
big
that.
news.
Oh, is that
Lockie
your big
Galvin
news?
back in the number 6. Do we want to get into this bit of stuff going on? Legal letters sent from
Great theatrics.
from
Great
Isaac
theatre.
Moses to the Tigers.
And then
calling
someone
out
told me-
bullying.
But what's the legal like? What's that going to do?
I think just at the top you put like a thing that says
Like,
legal
I'm
letter.
going to take you to
Leave
court.
me alone.
Yeah,
Like,
I
who's
don't
going
know.
to take him? Like, honestly, are they not going to go to court? Like, who's going to go to court? Can you imagine how long that would come out to then go, oh, he bullied me, he teased me?
Well,
Please.
it's a difficult thing, right? We can't make light of bullying because bullying's shit.
No, we
bully
don't at
people,
all.
it's not
But
nice.
I
It's
just
a
find,
fine.
but I find that a bad. Like, if you're a player,
Yeah.
because I think that says like you don't get on with the group and there's issues. Like, I don't think that's something you like a good sort of
Yeah.
image to be projecting out. That you
If he's
know.
getting bullied, right, and to the point where he's not happy,
Well, okay, and like we said, we're not condoning bullying and all that. But does this not seem like a clear play to get a release?
absolutely, and
Exactly.
that's why.
So let's not say, okay, bullying, we don't do it. But fair income, like, does a kid like look at his football up until then and all this time and playing? Does he play like a kid
No.
who's been bullied?
No,
So-
but that's, ultimately the other question is how does a legal letter get leaked to the press?
Yeah,
Would have
I
been
don't
his
know.
manager. Would have been his
That's what I
It's
manager.
mean. The whole
same.
thing is a
It's all
play.
played by
which
his
is-
manager.
yeah,
You know
which
his
is
manager was
ridiculous.
at the game on the weekend. He went to the Tigers Eels game.
Yeah, well,
He's
because
probably got other players there.
No,
Doesn't
he
he?
manages Moses, same surname.
It's his nephew, I think.
yeah.
Bingo. Not just same
So hang
surname,
on.
they're related.
So what? He wasn't going to go to the game?
Mate, wouldn't you think that you'd want to stay away from the game and risk running into irate Tigers fans?
Why,
He wouldn't like what he's
do-
doing to that football club.
Do you reckon he cares what Tigers
No,
footy
mate, I
fans
don't
play?
think- I don't think
Do you,
he
do you
gives
think he
rats.
loses sleep over what a fan worries
Yeah,
about?
I know,
680
should we-
days out. He
He
said
works
he's not-
for his client.
Yeah, but
So I guess
don't know.
I think he's
it's a mess is the best way to describe it. And the Tigers have been a mess for, I'm going to say, since 05. The number of coaches that have gone through, the number of CEOs, just like, I'm tired of saying, how do you fix the Tigers? So I
But
guess
who said it's like I think or the fact it's all publicly is more the issue from the club. I don't think other than it doing that, you know, I don't really care to be fair. I was thinking about going into it and I really
no,
care.
I'm with you.
I
as
don't
well.
care.
No,
Like,
well,
honestly,
hopefully
couldn't
he
give a
plays
shit.
well.
do you really mean that?
No, I couldn't give a rat's about the Tigers, honestly.
Yeah.
Tommy's
So-
had enough. He's out.
Sorry, Tom. He's a big Galvin fan.
Everyone's so over the like.
It is, but it's great. It's interesting. You
You
can't say
reckon?
it's not interesting.
You reckon?
No. I've been watching NRL 360. I've never watched it.
I'd rather stick fucking pens in my eyes than watch that shit.
I'm with you, mate.
Shout
I'm
out
with
Bray
you.
from Asta, host of the shittest show in TV.
I actually don't watch it. I like. But do you remember the infamous or famous statement from Toby Rudolph when the Tigers beat the Sharks last year, and he went up to John Bateman at the end of the game, and he goes, "Mate, why don't you just do this every week?
you guys should
This is
play
the corresponding game. They're back at Leichhardt, so Tigers beat them there last year."
Well, sadly, Tobias won't be there to shake anybody's hand and give that.
And John is up in North Queensland.
Yeah.
Took Jimmy's spot.
Right. Well, that's 10 minutes of the podcast we won't get back. I don't think we. I don't
and we
think
got
helped
to no
anybody.
solutions.
We just.
We went Johnny and Dad.
And we just discovered that we don't really give a shit about the Galvin situation.
There you go. Did you pick a team, Tigers or Sharks?
I've got Sharks at a 40% win rate at Leichhardt, Tigers 55%, and they've won 4 of their last 6 at Leichhardt, so I'll go the Sharks. I'll go Tigers.
Are you really?
Tigers.
I'll go Sharks.
No, I'm actually going Tigers. I feel like they'll win. Mate,
Why? Based on
Galvin's
what?
going to galvanise the squad. He's going to come back in, and he's going to play great.
You reckon?
And him and Jerome and Trumour are going to have a big high five, and they're going to get their tupla.
What happened? Trumour was a bit out of sorts on the
mate,
weekend, wasn't he?
Were you watching
Losing
him
his
battle
marbles.
with Russell? Yeah, him and Russell. Actually, that Russell was
Yeah,
good
but
value.
he just looked like he was losing his shit.
Well,
You know?
there's a lot of pressure there at the
Cherry
Tigers.
Acre.
Lots
Yeah.
of stuff going on behind the scenes. I've never been involved in an NRL club, but surely you guys have been at clubs where there's a bit of turmoil and then you got to show up on the Saturday. Have you ever? I'm trying to think of you missed the Storm turmoil.
Surely at some stage.
Clubs are usually pretty steady when I was there. That was I looked after the off-field stuff.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
There you go. Maloney's multi. Give us a multi here, Maloney.
Well, righto. It's a better multi of the week. Don't worry, Latsy. All right. This week we have Dragons and the Wars to score 9+ tries. And we have Adam Pompey and Sione Finau to both be try scorers. That looks a very easy collect, I think.
Do you have a price for us, Jimmy?
We do, and it's a good one. $6.
Whoa!
$6. This will get us back in the green. You heard it here first. Back playing with the bookies' money. Get to better, go specials, go down and find the Journeyman. As always, gamble responsibly.
Gamble responsibly. Okay, so look, I'm going to skip clickbait collectors. It was all Lockie Galvin. We've covered that. Let's move on to the
Oh, did
brand
we talk about it?
new segment. I think we did, but we didn't really. The brand new segment called The New Segment. Jerry, set up what you've got for us this week and wow us.
All right. Well, you know I'm always about the positivity. So, my surname is Latimore. My nickname is Latsy. I'm going to have the Latsy Legend of the Week. And I've got 2 candidates on my end, right?
What does that all mean?
Did you need to explain the stuff?
Huh?
Can you give us why that?
If people haven't worked out by this stage of the show that you are Latsy, they need to just tune out.
Right, you don't like that stuff?
Okay.
Yeah, no, but
And he's called the full name,
that-
Latimore.
but that-
is Latsy.
that's part of the fun, like the build-up.
Right.
Thanks
So
for killing
Latsy's
me.
legend. of the
Sorry,
week.
So,
mate.
Latsy's legend. And I've gone and got 2 surnames with the same alliteration. Initials. Luke Metcalf, he was a legend for the Warriors over there. Kicked the penalty goal after Reece did his PCL and couldn't pull that kick in. So he was my first nominee. My second nominee was the great Mitch Moses, who over at Combank Stadium got the Parramatta Eels home. So they're my 2 legends of the week. And
So what
is this segment?
I'm sure this segment is not continuing. Whatever it is.
yeah, but that's where we get to vote.
Okay,
No, we're voting. I'm voting straight away. This is out. This is shit.
so just so I know, first of all, you said you're getting 2 players who have alliteration for their names, and then you said Luke Metcalf. That's not alliteration.
No. Metcalf and Moses.
Oh, okay.
And then I realised that his first name was Mitchell, as I was saying it.
Okay,
wow.
so and ultimately, Latsy's legend of the week is you've just picked 2 blokes that played well.
It's like we're
Mate, they're the
picking,
legends. They got their teams home.
so we're picking like the best player of the
Yeah.
weekend.
But
Is that what
no,
it
but
is?
yours is going to be the Maloney moron of the week. And yours is going to be the Professor Punts who didn't have a crack.
Okay, so do we get to pick a legend of the week as well?
No, he's choosing the moron.
Oh,
He's moron, and you're
okay.
going to choose the Punts.
Okay. Now,
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, so is this the segment?
Yeah,
So-
the alliteration segment.
Okay. So do I have to have a double letter
Oh,
name? Or
this-
how's it working? Give me the criteria.
all right, that was Latsy's legend of the week. That's fucking. We move on.
Yeah.
It's
right,
definitely not coming back
No,
never again.
I agree.
your turn. Next
Lads,
week.
you're on the bench.
What about Latsy was so excited too? Can we have a new segment? He goes, I've got a new segment. Wow.
No, I just no
Get
one else
out of
put
here,
their hand
man.
up, so I'm like,
Get out
and
of
no
here.
one had replied to you. Like, I was
Get
like,
out
I'll
of
help
here,
out,
man.
Professor.
Yeah, there's a lot of green there where
Get
I was
out
just
of here,
writing
man.
questions and no one was answering.
Oh,
so
sorry
thank
for
you.
having a crack.
Jimmy's Rumour or Trumour. Let's finish with this. Jimmy, what have you got for me?
Well, a bit of a development on the Las Vegas story. If you remember, there was a bit of mail come back from Las Vegas. Well, there's been some behind-the-scene developments, all right?
Just reset what it was again. There was a journalist and a player.
Journalist and a player in an establishment side by side with a certain lady. Spearmint Rhino was the venue. Yeah, and okay, down the track, there's a few people have done some digging. They've worked out the wives of or partners. They're not all wives. I don't know if they're all 100% married, but they have discovered who the men were, and they have made a trip to Las Vegas to go and see this woman that was involved.
Right. And what are they going to...
It was a messy outcome. What are you laughing at?
Define messy.
Hey?
Define Lionel Messi.
I don't want to go into exactly what went on.
Okay.
I will
so
leave.
The two wives bought plane tickets to Las Vegas to meet a stripper and have a go at her.
Went to Spearmint Mine.
Well, and to find out the details is because this is actually a source of mine.
Yeah, exactly sort of what went on.
Okay.
And hey, believe it or not, there might be more to come in this saga.
Believe it or
Wow.
not.
I'm going to choose to believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Rumour
I don't know
or
why you
Trumour.
wouldn't.
That is a segment, Latsy.
Yeah.
See how he's, perked people's interests.
Remember Ivan Cleary used to drive the bus? Now we got Jimmy driving the bus over these people. It's fantastic.
Who'd we drive a bus over?
Huh? Well, I know who it is.
Who is it?
Huh?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Do you want me to mumble it?
All right, that was Rugby League Journeyman. Thank you, gents, for joining me. As always, remember where you can find us at Rugby League Journeyman on all socials, etc., etc. Like, subscribe. Again, live shows if you want us to do one at Rugby League Journeyman. DM us. Is there anything else I normally say at the end here, gents?
Oh, if any of our watchers or viewers in Queensland, come watch the Jeremy Latimore live show up there if you're interested.
Yes,
The
if you
live
are.
show. Is that your fight?
Yes.
Well, it's not a live show. It's his boxing
No.
fight.
Oh, but it was a joke.
Yeah, no, if you are into illegal
Dickhead.
boxing bouts, if you're into boxing bouts where a trained boxer just flogs a bloke off the street, then this is the weekend for you.
Yeah, go
Not
for it,
happy
lads.
with that, are ya?
But honestly, in all seriousness, on behalf of the gentlemen, we want to wish our man Lats good luck, sincerely, from the bottom of our heart.
Why
I
your
hope
legs
you go
crossed?
good, mate. Oh, sorry, mate. I hope you go good, mate.
Yeah, no, it'd be good to have you up there, but
All right.
I appreciate the support. Rock solid.
Well, I'll pay me $30. I'll watch online, mate.
Nice.
Hopefully the cops don't come to me house for, streaming illegal fights and stuff.
Mate, this is a fully proper event, mate.
Does it go on your professional boxing tally if you win?
No, exhibition. But I've got memories to last a lifetime.
Well, you
What?
won't.
I hope you remember it.
I don't know that a lot of boxers are scanning through their fights in their memory going, geez, that was a good one.
Wow, I can't remember it. What happened?
Hey, let's end this show as soon as
Go
we can.
Latsy! Get there on the Gold Coast, support our man Lats.
Go, Latsy.
Ouch. Thanks.
What a great video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. There is a like button down here. There's a subscribe button down here somewhere. Also, I think you can click down here and you can watch more videos of us. If you didn't like it, you can go f yourself.